Hello, my name is Tracy, and I would like to talk about the narcissist and first meeting the female narcissist. If you are watching this channel, you obviously know and have met a narcissist. But the female narcissist is slightly different from the male narcissist. And what I mean by that is that the female narcissist comes on very nice, and she comes on as if she's your friend really quickly, to the point where she'll be saying stuff like, oh, don't worry, I'm your friend, I got your back, you can trust me. She'll come on like that, and it's so convincing because I don't know, as a female like myself, I don't have any friends, and so when you don't have a lot of friends and you're kind of a loner and you're an introvert and you think, and so when you're an introvert and you're a loner, you do be hungry for a friend. You be hungry for a friend, you be thirsty for somebody that you could share things with. And so I think a female narcissist picks up on that. And they pick up on it very quickly, and they tune right into you and your neediness, in that area, as far as needing a friend, needing to, have somebody to talk to, tell your things, tell your life, tell your story, tell how your day went, And so when you meet them, they come in making you think that they really are in tune to you, and so they will make it like if you like red, they love red. If you like blue, they love blue. If you like swimming, they love swimming. If you like drawing, dancing, reading, whatever you like, they're like, oh, I like that too. Oh, man, we are so much alike. So when they come on to you, they're coming on like, I got you. I got your back. I'm your friend. You're not going to meet anyone like me. I got your back, And so my first female narcissist was my stepmother. And that's how she came on. Like, here I am coming from a mother that basically, not due to her own fault, but emotionally and mentally, she was detached from me. Not just because she wanted to and she was selfish and she wanted to do her own thing. It was nothing like that. It was at the simple fact that she was abused by her parents and by her dad. Her dad used to sexually molest her and abuse her and have sex with her and get her drunk and stuff like this, starting at the age of 6 years old. So up until she was like 12 years old. So my mom really, if she wanted to be there for me, she was there for me the best way that she knew how. I mean, when you're coming from a background like that, you're empty. You don't have anything inside of you to give, so you can only work from what you have, which is like an unhealthy space, but it's all you have. So she really wasn't there. And so my stepmother knew all this. She knew the background my mother had. She knew that my mom had been molested by her own dad and stuff like that. So when she met me at 9 years old, I was just a kid. I didn't know anything. I didn't know nothing about life. I didn't know nothing about people. I didn't know anything. So she tuned right into that, being a narcissist herself. She knew that this is a needy little girl. She need, and I could just tell her basically what I feel she needs to hear, and I can suck her in. And so that's exactly what she did. And of course, I accepted that because I'm thinking, okay, this lady's here for me. She's showing that she's here for me, and she's saying, I'm your friend. I got your back. She was always saying that to me. I'm your friend. I got your back. And so I trusted her and I believed her. So the female narcissists, they come on strong, like, I'm your friend, I got your back. And they also what they'll do is they'll start talking about people around you. As for instance, like your family members or your friend. If you have a friend, they'll start talking about people that is close to you in order to test you. It's like, can I trust this person? Can I talk about their family members around them and them not doing anything about it? Can I trust them? And so they start putting out these little baits and testers. Let me see if I could test her or him. It may be a him that she's trying to test, So that's what my stepmom did at a very early age with me. I, was a kid. I had chores, and I came up out of the 70s where, you had chores. As kids, you had to do certain things before you could go outside and play or whatever. And so every one Saturday morning, I had just gotten finished with my chores, vacuuming the house, dusting, cleaning the kitchen, whatever, cleaning my bedroom, cleaning the bathrooms. And I was just sitting outside, in our front yard trying to just, relax, after cleaning so much. And so here the front door opens, and it's my stepmother on the other side, and she's coming outside to sit with me, and so I'm like, okay, that's fine. She's coming outside to sit with me. Not a problem. And so we're sitting out there, and one of my neighbors went riding by in their car, and she started talking about him. And I'm like, oh, okay, and all this is new to me because, again, like I said, my mother didn't sit around and talk about people. She had her things that she was going through, so my mom was basically, trying to figure out her life, so she didn't talk about people. So all this talking about people was new to my young 9-year-old ears. I hadn't heard it before. And so she started talking about people, and not only had I not heard it, but I was like, why is she doing this? I was just in that shock mode. And so it's like, if one of our neighbors walked by the house, she was going to talk about him, and so I'm like, okay, so this is what's up with this lady. I'm still in shock and tripping, and my sister came riding by, and I'm saying, I know she's not gonna say nothing about my sister because I'm her sister. We're blood. She's not gonna say anything about my sister. Sure enough, she started talking about my sister, and I'm like, whoa, what is up with this lady? I'm saying to myself, how could she be talking about my sister, and I'm right here, and she is not even caring at the fact that I'm sitting here and she know that's my sister. Why is she doing this? So I'm in shock, and I'm just blown back and taken aback. I'm like, what the is going on? And so I'm like in shock, like, wow, is she really talking about my sister in front of me? And of course I didn't say anything because I'm in shock. I'm young. This is an adult figure, an authority figure over me. And so I'm like, I can't say anything to this person. I'll get in trouble. My dad will whoop me. I'm thinking all kind of thoughts in my head. If I say anything about this lady and what she's doing, I'm going to get it. So I had to listen to her dogging my sister out, talking about my sister and stuff. And so when she did that, I was like, whoa, I just couldn't believe it. And then I had a different look at this lady. I didn't look at her the same. No longer was I looking at her like she is a good stepmother. Now I'm looking at her like, no, she's a bad stepmother, because I'm saying, like, how could she be talking about my sister and she's married to my dad? Don't she love my dad? If she loved my dad, she wouldn't be talking about his daughter like this. He wouldn't be talking about his kids like this. But it didn't stop there, And so when she started doing that, I'm like, whoa, So it was like she was throwing out testers to see, can I talk about her around her sister? Because, some 9-year-olds would have been like, that's my sister. How can you talk about my sister? They wouldn't have went there with her. They would have stood up, but I didn't. So she knew, okay, now I could talk about her sister. If I'm talking about her sister, I could start talking about her brother. I could start talking about whoever I want to talk about in her family because she didn't say anything. So female narcissists do that. They're constantly testing you. They're constantly trying to manipulate you into, are they going to say something or are they not going to say nothing? If they don't say anything, then I got this, and I can, pretty much do or say what I want to say in front of this person and get away with it. And so that's what she was doing with me. And I didn't like it. But again, like I said, what can I do? So female narcissists, let me drink something right fast. Hold on. I got my coffee from McDonald's. I love McDonald's coffee. I do, and I love the price. It's only $2.35, and so I get my little coffee. It's better than Starbucks to me. So yeah, so she did that in front of me, and like I say, I was shocked. And so by the time I went back into the house and she left me and I'm sitting out there, all this is swirling around my head. I'm like, wow, no, she didn't do this. It's like, did this woman really do this? And so it got to the point where she knew that she could do that with me because she started doing it with my dad. And so she started openly talking about his kids in the house. Your kids is crazy, Mac. Your kids is crazy. She used to always say those words, that my dad's kids were crazy. So she got so bold as to saying what she wanted to say about us. Anytime she wanted to say it, she just, your kids is crazy. And so the female narcissist is bolder than the male narcissist sometimes, so they do little testers. Let me test this situation. Let me see if I can get away with doing certain things. Whereas I think the male narcissists do it too, but I think it's more like in a subtle way. And I think he do it more or less like, like I say, just in a subtle way. It's not so bold, but that female narcissist is bold when they do things, and then they expect you to understand. It's like, oh, I have every right to do what I want to, I have every right to talk about your family member because after all, look, she is doing that, or after all, he is doing that, or after all, Mac, your kids are crazy, look what they do, so then they start feeling like they have rights to do what they want to do. And I think the male narcissist does that too, but it's just in more subtle ways. Like if you have kids with them, and then they feel they can manipulate the kids against you. So, and the female narcissist do it too, but it's just more like bold with the female narcissist, whereas the male narcissist is subtle like that. They will legally get you, sometimes, or legally try to tie you up with the kids and stuff like that, just to manipulate the kids. So they don't be wanting the kids, but they don't want you to be happy or have the kids. And so they'll do all kind of messed up stuff in regards to your kids. But so she started doing that. However, at the same time, she would be buying me stuff. We would go out to lunch, and she used to collect. She was a nurse, and she fell and hurt herself. And so she started getting Social Security, and I would get like $70 from her Social Security. And so when I would get paid, when we would get our Social Security checks, we would go out to lunch, and let's go here, let's go there. And so we would go out to lunch, and we went out to lunch. As we were going out to lunch and stuff together, she was teaching me how to eat with different silverware and stuff like that, what to eat with the different silverware, how to eat, you eat salad with a salad fork, this is the fork you use. If you're eating shrimp, this is the fork you use, and stuff like that. And so she was teaching me stuff, and so I was getting valuable lessons from her, and I really appreciated that. However, that's what they do to draw you in, to make you think they really are your friend. So they'll go out of the way like that, but not too much out of the way to teach you anything about life. They teach you just enough to keep you coming back, to keep drawing you back in. And so that was her tactics that she would use with me. And but I'm young, and I'm thinking, oh, she really likes me. This lady, so all this was in my head, the negative, the positive stuff that she was doing, the the manipulation, all of this was in my head, but it was still me looking at her like, I want to please this lady. I like her because she's, she's bold, she's, she's brash, she's smart, she's teaching me this. And so, I'm thinking, okay, I have to please her because she's doing so much for me. She's doing so much for me, even though, she's talking about my family members like a dog and she's calling us crazy. I'm still just overwhelmed and blown away by this lady. And so, the female narcissist she's good at what she do, she's just good at what she does. And so, you get locked in, and so, again, like I say, they're very, very crafty. They're very, they know what they're doing every time. From the time they meet you, they know exactly what they're doing. Okay, so, and then the male narcissist, he love bombs you from the beginning. He'll be buying you things, taking you places, giving you money, just doing all kind of stuff for you. In the beginning, it's just to take you off your feet and to take you off your game, and your head is just in another world, and you're like, oh, this person really love me, they really care for me, they really, they really do love me, I found my soulmate. So they'll make you think you found your soulmate, and in reality, you really haven't found your soulmate, you found the devil. And the devil is doing a work and doing a number on you. He's making you think that you're the number one and you're his queen or you're his king, and you're the top, and no other woman is better than you, and no other woman can take, is got what you got, and you're, so it's just, it's a weird world to get into, and it's weird, and it's very fast, because these things, they work on you really fast. It's like, it doesn't take no time for them to work on you. They work on you really fast. And then, so when their masks start to slip and fall, you're not believing it. And not only are you not believing it, you're wanting more of what they gave you in the beginning, that good stuff. You're looking for that good feeling, that, them sweeping you off of your feet. You want it from the male narcissist and the female narcissist. You want it. You want that good feeling again. That close feeling that you thought, was real, but it really wasn't real. But you're looking for that. So that's the trap that keeps you coming back. It keeps you coming back. And it keeps you coming back. And it keeps you coming back. My female narcissist, my stepmom, was so ruthless. And so good that when I had gotten married, she tried to make it like my husband had another woman in the house. And so she just had me all messed up, and I believed her, and I left my husband. And so while I'm on the phone with my husband, she's like, you don't have to put up with that, just come, and he's cheating on you, and he's doing the same thing she used to do with my sister. But I'm still not getting it, because I'm looking at her like, this woman cares for me, she likes me, she loves me, she wouldn't tell me anything wrong. I'm just still thinking like that, and it was all a lie. And so the one thing about dealing with these people is that you have to start taking the labels off. If you're seeing certain things with these narcissists, don't doubt yourself. Don't doubt yourself. Take the labels off and say, is this person treating me the way I want to be treated? Is this how I really want to feel when I'm around them? Like I'm on eggshells and pressured, and and just dark and negative and all this. Do I want to feel like that? You have to ask yourself that question, those questions, even no matter who it is. Because if somebody really cares for you, then you're not going to feel like you're walking on eggshells. You're not going to feel like you're all weighed down with negative things, and that you can't focus, and that you can't think about yourself in a healthy way. You're not going to feel like that. If someone really, really care about you, if they care about you, they're not going to be telling you, I'm your friend and I got your back, I really care for you. They're not going to tell you that. People that really care for you, you will know it, and they'll never, ever, ever say, I care for you, I got your back, don't worry. They'll never say that, because what a narcissist do, when they say they got your back and they get there for you and they care for you, the moment you go to them and you need something, they're not there for you. They're not going to give you nothing. You may need $40 to put gas in your car or put food in your house. They're not there for you. Oh, you should have called me last week. I had it last week, but I ain't got nothing this week. And they have it this week. You know, they have more than what you need, but they're not going to ever give it to you because they don't want you to ever be happy, and they don't want you to ever have your stuff together, your life together. They want you to always be needy and broken down so they can just talk about you like a dog. Now they're sitting outside with somebody else on the porch talking about you like a dog. And so that's what the narcissist does. That's what they do. That's their MO. You know, they don't mean anybody no good. They don't mean you no good. They don't mean your life any good. Any steps that you take they don't mean you any good. You don't go to them and tell them, well, I want to do this, I want to do that, what do you think? If it's something good for you, they're going to tell you no. If it's something bad for you, yeah, I think that you should do it. So it's never them on your side. It's never them having your back. The female or the male, they don't care anything about you. They know you have so much gifts and talents inside of you, but they want you to keep thinking that you don't have anything. They want you to think that you are nobody and that you failed and you've fallen down and now you're a failure. No, when you make mistakes, you're not a failure. You are somebody. You are enough. And the only way you learn in life is to fail. That's the only way you learn. Fail hard. That's the only way you learn. But the narcissist will make you think, oh, you fail. Oh, you just a loser. You're no good. You'll never get it right. They'll make you think that. And so if you have somebody coming for you this hard, that means you have something good in you. And don't ever let the narcissist make you, don't let them make you think you do not have anything good in you, because you do. I wrote a book, and I'm writing a book. I wrote one book, and hopefully that'll be out by January. It's called Growing Up Womanless. And it's just a book about women growing up without a woman and the emotions of a woman. And so, and I'm writing another book called I Did Not Know. And so that one's in regards to I did not know that there was such evil and darkness on this planet. You know, because the narcissist is nothing but the child of the devil. They're just demonic beings that need your light to live. You know, your light is their oxygen. Your gifts, your talents, your personality, how you are, your sense of humor. All of that is what the narcissist needs to live. And so sometimes when they think they done depleted you and taken all your light out of you and all your goodness, and they try to drop you, but they know you still, you are anointed and you got it in you still. And so they know they always will have their eyes on you. Always. No matter what, because they know you are anointed. And so, just keep doing what you're doing. You are amazing. You are somebody. And the narcissist does not have a hold on you. You are separated and you've been chosen by God. And just keep doing what you're doing. You know, when we come to the realization that we have these dark forces working in our lives, now that has given us one up on them in regards to knowing that we have power. We have something in us that they want. No matter how our life looks, they want that power. And so we have a choice to make. Am I going to give them my power, or am I going to keep my power? And so I know you are smart and wise, and you're going to make the right decision to keep your power. Thank you for listening to this video. I hope it has helped someone. If so, please subscribe to my channel and like and share this video. Thank you all so much. Have a wonderful day and be blessed.